What is up, everyone? We have a ton of new information coming from GameInformer. In this episode, we will be covering one of the first bosses and dungeons of the game, as well as doing an analysis of the screenshot. We will also be covering every piece of news coming from GameInformer and other sources leading up to the release of Breath of the Wild. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future news and analysis videos. Here is a roundup of all of the important details. Obviously, this will contain huge spoilers. So here we have the first dungeon boss found in Breath of the Wild. Now, the game doesn't have any specific order you can complete the dungeons in. This is just the first dungeon boss that we've actually seen. His name is Blight Ganon. He looks absolutely huge. But to be fair, this image was taken with the camera angle to make the boss look even larger. It's kind of a trick some photographers do to make something large look even larger, but even with this effect, you can tell Blight Ganon is still absolutely massive. This boss is found after completing one of the moving dungeons. We know the massive guardians, such as the bird that we all thought was a flying island or just a giant airship. We have a guardian we've all seen climbing Death Mountain. The angle of this image here with nothing in the background except the sky leads me to believe that this is actually on the flying bird guardian belonging to the Rito. His name even fits with this, Blight Ganon, and the dungeon being one that flies through the air just makes perfect sense with this, but maybe I'm looking too much into this. GameInformer goes on to say that the dungeons have some stuff inside of it called malice. This is actually the purple ooze that we've seen before during the Game Awards trailer. You see the ooze here on the massive gears, which again, if these dungeons are these moving guardians, these massive gears would be crucial in turning them and making the guardians move. Perhaps this ooze is what Calamity Ganon uses to take control of certain enemies, as we've seen it being tossed around in this scene. The magazine also says part of completing the dungeon will be removing or cleansing all of this ooze from the inside and outside of the dungeon, and when you're finished, you'll be able to use it in some way. Anyways, moving back to the boss. He attacks using tornadoes and this massive arm cannon we see on his right arm. If I had to guess, I would say similar to the guardians we fight on the ground. We can assume the blue glowing eye is its weak point. Perhaps these blue circles also mark the boss's weak points. And if it acts in the same way, the 4 of these blue circles are also going to shoot lasers at Link. We know the normal lasers from the Guardians will cause Link to take a lot of damage, so just imagine the massive amount of damage this arm cannon is going to cause. We also see Link wearing the heavy outfit which protects him from being too cold, so that puts more truth to this being on top of the flying Guardian, as obviously the higher you are the colder it gets. Plus, with the wind blowing so fast, you're definitely going to need something to keep you warm from the wind. Another Zelda YouTuber and fellow Chamber of Sages member HMK thinks that what we see underneath this boss is actually the pod we see from the previous trailer. A lot of people originally thought these pods at first would keep the Great Fairy inside. Now they are thinking it actually houses the original hero who was in control of the Guardian. So the Rito, Goron, Gerudo, and the Zora who Nintendo has told us are actually going to act as companion characters similar to Wolf Link. Here is a roundup of all of the important details. Obviously, this will contain huge spoilers. Nintendo took GameInformer directly to a dungeon. This dungeon is constantly moving. GameInformer says Link must manipulate the entire enormous mechanism through his own ingenuity. Players can skip dungeons if they want and go straight to Calamity Ganon. The substance known as malice covers the entire dungeon. Link gets hurt if he touches it. It can be destroyed by finding and attacking each pocket of Malice's eyeball. The Sheikah Slate can serve as Link's map, binoculars, and more. Use the slate in the dungeon to see a 3D model. You can then tilt the entire dungeon. Doing so slides blocks into place and opens up angles you can use to paraglide to new locations. A voice tells you that you need to access terminals with the slate across the dungeon, which are marked on your map. All bombs in the game are remote and don't blow up on a timer. There is a simpler approach with dungeons in Breath of the Wild. GameInformer didn't see the familiar chest opening animations and signature music. They never found a signature Zelda item or compass. When Blight Ganon is the dungeon boss here, a voice tells you it's one of Ganon's own and it plays dirty. Blight Ganon is a huge monster, has no face, and has a gun-like arm. Blight Ganon can create tornadoes and will fire large spikes. That's pretty much everything that I've been able to find out so far, but if I'm able to come across any new information, I'll be posting an update video as soon as possible. If you're able to find anything that I may have missed, comment below. If I use it on a future video, I'll be sure to credit you and give you a shout out for bringing it to my attention. And if you would like even more Zelda news, please subscribe and check out my other recent videos. I have several different videos all containing different information from Miyamoto, Aonuma, and others working on Breath of the Wild. It's all very interesting stuff that has to do with the timeline, Zelda's role in the game, Garons, Zoras, and other races acting as side companions similar to Wolf Link, and much more. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love the others as well. What's up everybody, really quick before we get to the usual end slate, I wanted to mention a quick update for this channel. I'm trying to bring together a few new series other than the usual discussions and news videos that we do. I would like to bring quality reviews, let's plays, do more live streams, a top 10 series, and more analysis videos. However, to do this, I need your help. Between being a new father, YouTube, and my real job, I don't have the time to work on all of these videos. So I'd like to bring on other people who can help out from time to time, like Sasizi and others who have helped host and edit videos before. To make this all happen, and to get awesome rewards for yourself, head over to patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can get shoutouts and videos, join our group Discord and chat with us whenever you want, be a guest on some of our videos, and much more. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would like to give a huge thank you to this month's Patreons for their support: George Martinez, Glenn Cassio, Hen Hutinen, Lunarium, Magic Tech Review, The Itch Network, and Harris Priest. Thank you all for everything, and it's because of your support that I'm able to find the time to do these videos. If you would also like to support this channel, head over to patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can find all kinds of great rewards like joining on a video, being added onto our Discord chat, having your discussion or topic featured on one of our videos, and much more, including having your own custom artwork similar to my own, drawn of you in any anime or video game style you would like. Finally, I would like to give a huge thank you to Gnomo Designs and CS Guitar 89 for providing the music and artwork for this channel.